All right, Shalom. All right, we're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, giving all praises to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai.
Yahushai. All right, we'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, and Shalom to all the Akim and sincere, brothers and sisters across the four corners that are pushing this truth out with sincerity. All right, we're just coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying, and we're gonna be dealing with the topic of knowing your worth. All right, knowing your worth in this truth, and to expound on that, really just setting up a standard as a man of the Lord, and having carrying yourself a certain way. All right, carrying yourself, you know, with a high esteem. Okay, and just and that doesn't mean be proud, but it's really just more so saying, you know, using wisdom, use your wisdom to exert your full power. Okay. All right. So I'll go into uh, I'll go into Romans 8:31. All right. It says let me see if I should start at 30. So like,
Let me just get it
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can start at 30.
This is Romans 8 and 30. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them
Whom he did predestinate, because the elect was ordained from the beginning, or predestinated. Go ahead.
them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified.
All right. So whom he called, then he also justified. Okay. So if you were called, all right, if the Lord called you, then you were justified. All right. Go ahead.
And whom he justified, them he also glorified.
And then them he justified. Them he also glorified. Okay. So all right, we're glorified in Yahweh Shai, just like we glorify Yahweh Shai. All right. It's a balance. All right. We bless the Most High, and the Most High blesses us. All right, that's why we say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, because it's an exchange. Okay, see what I'm saying? So, read on.
What shall we then say to these things?
All right, what? Okay, keep going.
If the Most High be for us, who can be against us?
All right, so if the Most High is for us, then who can be against us, right? So that should give you a certain level of confidence, man. That should make you feel good, okay? Because the Lord is in your corner, man. All right, so you always have that in your back pocket, no matter what you go through, no matter what situations arise. All right, you always have that in the back of your head that okay, the Lord, you know, he gave me this knowledge, and he's on my side. Okay, if you're doing what the Most High wants you to do, all right, and you're hearkening unto his voice, right? Then he's on your side essentially. All right, any brothers got anything I want to bring out?
Got some. This is Titus 2 and 14. Who gave himself, well, I'll start at 13. Looking for that blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great power and our Savior, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people zealous of good works.
And that peculiar people that's zealous of good works represents us, the ones that's peculiar and very basically curious about the spirit of the Lord, and that's digging and hunting for righteousness' sake. And the more righteousness that you dig for and you go into, it makes you more righteous. It makes you understand righteousness and put it on as like an overcloak, so to speak. You cover yourself with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And like the brother said, you got to know your net worth in this thing, man. If you know that you are a man of low integrity, or you have certain flaws and certain things that's wrong with you, you got to develop yourself, man. If you might be sometimes out of season with certain things, if your spirit may be very wavery, you got to pray, man. So you can build your spirit up, because it's all about character and spiritual build up, man. As the fashion of this world fadeth away, something has to rise out of the ashes, so to speak. And who is that? The elect. But as the elect, you have to move like the elect. You got to think like the elect, and know, like the brother said, know your worth. We ain't just niggas that just goddamn following the course of the world. You know, the Most High is electing priests and kings, judges. So we have to keep the laws to the best of our ability. As a king or authoritarian, you execute the law in a swiftness, and you're very strict about the matters of the law or the spirit. So that's basically how we have to be. We have to be very strict on ourselves, strict on the individuals around us, because we're built in something that's very, very important. And this is the pinnacle of really existence,
That's right.
you know. But I'll read that over. Who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works.
And you got to have a zeal or aggression for just good works, doing righteousness, pushing the truth out of the Lord, edifying, building. These are all things that brothers have to have in order to create this big palatial building, which is known as the kingdom of heaven. You know, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, heartaches, suffering, you know, oppression. But your hand has to constantly be on that plow, because this is the treasure that you're actually trying to connect to and keep, so nobody takes that from you. That's in Revelations. If one of y'all want to get that, and no man take that crown. I got another scripture. This is 1 Peter 1:7. Well, yeah, you bring that out. You get 1 Peter 1:7.
All right, this is Revelation 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou, Salaki. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Yeah, it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So you got to keep your eye on the prize.
That's right.
Meaning you have to focus. Pay attention to what's basically worthy, and build upon that. The knowledge and the spirit that the Most High has given us, this is the truth. So like the scriptures say, I am the way and the light, walk ye in it. So we have to walk
Be that light.
Yep.
That's right.
We have to project that light, like the scriptures talk about the light in Matthew, I think the 5th chapter. The light of the candle is supposed to be on the top so it can shine before men. That's why it says, let your light so shine before men. Pushing out that pure energy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and that's what it's about. We can't be pushing dark energy and you know, righteous energy. That's why the scripture said that in James. You can't speak with a double tongue in this truth. Most High is growing us to be real, holy, great men. So as men of greatness, the Most High is basically keeping us basically reserved and keeping us headstrong in the spirit.
That's right.
Which makes us the biggest threat that Esau has to face, because we're strict about our truth and the so-called religion that we actually have. Like it tells you, which I'm going to get that in James, pure religion.
You want 1 Peter
Yeah, you can get that.
1:7?
Matter of fact, you can finish that what you had, and then you can hit that next.
Well, I can jump to 12. Revelation 3:12 says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out.
Yes, the Most High is going to make you a great individual if you keep this word. If you keep it and reserve the knowledge and push it out, you will be one of the elect, because you're doing that work. You're holding and keeping your hand to the plow, just as our forefathers, they kept the word and they built upon it. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Adam, Solomon, David, Yahushua. You know, Peter, James, all these different men that's recorded in the scriptures, they kept the word until the end. They never turned to the left nor to the right. So that's the same mentality you got to have. You got to hold on to this thing for the long run, man. You going?
It says, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem.
Right, the Most High is going to put his spirit on you. He's going to put his brand name on you. You one of the elect, one of the 144,000 years son of Yahushua, the church of the firstborn. It takes dedication to be a part of that church. And this is really like the so-called NBA or one of those professions where you got plenty of ballers.
Yeah, and you know what we're doing. We're professionals in this, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, I mean, even brothers that are just now, you know, just waking up, you know, to the truth. All right. So you got certain young brothers that are still professionals, man. Because guess what? you know, you're that much better than a nigga, man. Okay, so that makes you, you know, not to say you should boast yourself and say that you know, because we're not,
We're low.
yeah, we're low, but essentially, you know, we do have a certain you know, level to ourselves, all right, in the world, okay, for having this wisdom, okay. I got a precept. Was that it on that?
I'm gonna finish up.
Okay.
All right, this is back at Revelation 3:12. It says, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name.
All right. So, okay, that's what's gonna happen. All right, Yahweh Shai is gonna write upon the elect, all right, his name. Okay, which, you know, these simple guys try to say, take that new name, all right, and try to say that, oh, see, that's, you know, the Lord's gonna give us a new name, man. You know, that word there is renew. Okay. This is First Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High had sent forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world,
Right.
and to angels, and to men.
Yeah, because
See that?
spectacle goes back, I think, to spectate, meaning to look. So we're looked at by what? Our righteousness. The holy garments that we got on that's being glorified and beautified in this filthy earth. The light that's in a world of darkness. Nobody
Right.
holds themselves to a moral standard more than us. So
Right.
we have to walk that way. We don't eat anything. We don't drink anything. Have sex, so to speak, with anything. Majority of these people, a lot of dudes just have sex just to get their shit off, man. We're not fornicators. You know, we keep ourselves holy unto this one word, and we build upon this. That's what makes you holy, meaning separate. You separate yourselves from the filth and the foolishness of this world. You going?
God, we are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake,
Yep.
but we are wise in Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, because people look at us very foolish on what we preach, even though we have all the facts and we're speaking this truth, true history, true prophecy. People don't believe it because of the present. They don't see the kingdom because they see us with niggas with only $20, $30 in their pocket. Got to catch the MARTA bus downtown to camp. So they're like, this nigga can't be a prophet.
I ain't listening to him.
Yeah, like, why should I listen to him? I got a $80,000 car. He's catching a bus. So they don't believe in the prophecies because they believe in this present society, man. But the fashion of this world faded away. This present is going to be past very soon. And what's going to be in the future? The scriptures and everything that we were speaking on, which the Lord told us to speak out. Because this is the new time where basically the true fruits are getting sprung back up and going to be delivered through Yahweh Shai, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Got a little bit more on that?
Yeah, I got some more. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable.
See, ye are weak, but ye are strong. Even though we weak, some brothers be sick, certain brothers be down and out, but we strong because we keep the pureness of this faith. We keep it and we hold on tight. Our bodies like the scriptures say, where the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Our bodies is very weak and feeble, and like the scriptures say, desperately wicked. But our spirits is strong and is great through the word that we're pushing and we're holding in reserve. And we not letting nothing tamper with it or penetrate this, you know? You got your hat, just like when you got a football, when you're running, you don't let nobody touch that ball.
Right.
You got it cuffed a certain way, and you scouting and you making sure that nobody could tackle you or get in your way. You avoid it at all costs,
That's
all
right.
these different spirits, so that you can make it to the touchdown.
And then when you get to that touchdown, all right, guess what? You're honored.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you receive your honor.
Yeah.
Okay. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
See that? But we are despised because we don't have anything in this present life. Scriptures say that basically the rich man is extolled to the clouds, and the poor man he's deemed as nothing. You know, because the poor man doesn't get any type of recognition, even if he's telling the truth or not, but because of his poor status. But we're rich. You know, because what we actually possess that people can't see. the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, this intangible faith, untampered spirit that nobody knows of. This is the most valuable thing on earth. If you put it in the spirit of things in the right vessels, that's how it works. And the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting this spirit right back into his people that lost it a number of years ago. You know, 2,000 years ago, so to speak. In 70 AD, when we started getting cut off from our true lineage and we went into slavery, you know, fast forward in time, and we lost it, and this is the time for us to come back and to profess what we were speaking about thousands of years ago, continuing to prophesy the downfall of this present king. Jeremiah 28:8. But you got some more?
Yeah, some more. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and are buffeted. So you know, we catching hell. All right, we're constantly, you know, enduring. All right, and sweating. All right, and have no certain dwelling place. All right, see. So no, you know, we're not accepted in this world. Okay, we don't really have a dwelling place in this world. Okay, and labor, working with our own hands.
Because we don't own our houses. We don't own our property. Brothers move apartment to apartment, house to house. Got to live with another brother. You know, we don't have ownership of no property or no cattle or anything like that. So we don't have no current dwelling places.
It's like being a vagabond.
Yep. That's why the scriptures say, be ye as pilgrims on the earth. Just move and keep migrating until you get to the area where you could build in. And that's where the Most High set us in. This is where we build. This is where our communities, so to speak, and our economy, our educational center, our wisdom, our spirit lies in this book.
Yep. Being reviled, and labor, working with our own hands.
Yeah. Labor working with our own hands, because we presently do that. Brothers got to put in a lot of hours in this world, man. From sun up to sundown, but we still hold tight to this faith, because this is our primary job and this is where our objective lies. We're not trying to be somebody in this society. We're trying to be somebody in this society. And the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Be a part of that elect, the ones that's names is going to be written in heaven. You know, etched in eternity for their great works and the things that they magnified when they was on earth. And we're magnifying the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Being reviled. All right, that word reviled means criticized. All right. Now, who does that sound like? Which camp does that sound like, man? All right. We bless being persecuted. We suffer it. See. So you know, we're constantly being persecuted and criticized. All right. Okay. Being defamed, we entreat. Entreat means to pray. So we are made as the filth of the world, and are as offscoring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to
Yeah, because
shame
we looked
you.
at the filth of this world. Even amongst our people, they hate us, man. Because of what we're doing, what we stand for. We stand for something that this world doesn't stand for. So we have many enemies. You know, you have way more enemies than you have friends in this truth. It's only a few particulars that you actually keep your spirit comforted with, and everybody else, fuck them, man.
That's right.
Keep going.
Just a little bit more. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you.
Yeah. See, he said he write not this thing to shame you. He wasn't speaking on it to dog him out, but to understand what a righteous man had to do to make himself honorable in the world. And when you read the scriptures, all righteous men, they got their honor from taking a low and building with the poor. Building and getting their people out of extreme conditions and liberating them, so to speak. Is that not what Yahushua did? Through Yahushua, we got liberty, so to speak, because he delivered us through the present flesh, so that we could come back onto him and come back and basically get that extension of grace. Grace is a form of liberty or mercy. But he says, don't use your liberty to do wickedness, though. The Lord said he didn't give us license to sin. Because he's not here presently, but we have to keep his word in reserve, like I said, and be objects or conduits for this force to be brought out in its purest form.
That's right. These vessels.
To be perfect vessels.
That's right.
Well, I had go ahead.
Now, I was going to bring this out. My brother was talking
really have to go through much. You know what I'm saying? They're not going through different struggles that we have to, face on a day to day. Okay, knowing that Esau, the so-called white man, he's got rulership over us. A lot of these guys that go to work every day, they might just see a white man. They don't know that he's the devil. Okay, but we have to live with the fact that we know the truth. And this damn devil, he's been, he's deceived the world, and he's basically just beat our people down.
Yeah.
Okay, but this was just, to build on the fact that the brothers were talking about laboring. This is James 1:2. It says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations." Right? It says, "Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience." Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, God. Well, yeah. The trying of your faith worketh patience. All right. So that's the reward that you get out of it. Okay. Being, conquering these demons and leveling up, so to speak. Okay. All right. So you build up that strength. Okay. You build up, more patience. All right.
More so-called morale,
Yeah.
integrity,
Yeah.
because you're patient and you're waiting. It shows a level of character that you actually believe in your holding fast. And the scriptures say, "Hold fast what thou hast till I come." If you holding something fast, like if I give you something and say, "Hey, just hold this fast till I come," you don't give it away.
Mhm.
You don't leave it or forget it or lose it, because that means you're a foolish servant. You didn't hold what the Lord had, the treasure, which is these scriptures, to your mind and connect and build upon this until the Lord comes back and deliver you. Because that's what it's about, holding this truth, man. And you hold it and you put it on high standard, on the top of the mountains, and you push out His energy.
Blasted.
Yep.
If I can say too, this is what separates us from the world. The things are labor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the brothers are saying, all the scriptures that the brothers are bringing out. This is what separates us from the 2/3. Right?
Yeah, it's true, because really they if you try to explain what you're fighting for to a 2/3 nigga, he's not gonna get it. Okay, all right. Even if you might have to go to camp, all right, or and a friend of yours might ask you, well, what you gotta do, man. You ain't about to sit there and explain what go into the depths of what you're doing. Okay,
Matthew the 7th chapter.
That's right.
I'm not giving
Mm-hmm.
what is holy unto dogs. And with all this being said, ultimately those 2/3, like the brother Kasab said, they don't want to go through the hell that we catch, because when you serve the Lord, you got to prepare yourself for temptation. What's that? Sirach the 2nd chapter. They don't want to go through that.
They want instant satisfaction.
Exactly. They want to hear smooth words. They want to take the broad route. And we're taking that narrow, tough route.
Going through the
Fire
straight
on
and
one
narrow.
side, water on the
Hold
other.
up. I gotta
Yeah.
this is 1 Peter's 1. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to this one. This is James 1:27. It says, "Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world." So that's what makes your spirit pure, through keeping yourself from the defilement of this world,
Unblemished.
unblemished. Keeping all them demons off and them parasites and all that poison out of your body, and keeping yourself pure through these living waters. Keep recycling yourself through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, reweighing yourself, rebuilding with yourself. That's why it says you're supposed to be renewed day by day, always building and learning about yourself, so that you could be a perfect vessel for Yahushua to flow through. Because if you're not measured right, if you're not, if you don't fit the proper piece,
Yeah.
then you're worthless. Like I said, vessels made to be taken and destroyed. You got to make sure that you're the right vessel for the Lord to be with. If not, He's not going to be with you in that day.
That's right.
But anybody had anything
I
else?
got you. Yeah, I'll bring something out.
Okay. After that, we can.
This is because the topic at hand is knowing your worth. All right. This is Psalms 82. Yeah, Psalms 82:6. "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High."
See that?
I think read verse 1 real quick.
Con.
Gone.
Psalms 82 and 1. The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He
Mm.
judgeth. He judgeth among the gods.
Come on.
See, yep. So yeah, he standeth in the congregation of the mighty. All right, that mighty is the elect, the men that are pushing this work, and doing, and doing this boldly, man, doing this thing boldly. All right, and then it says, what did it say after that?
Verse 6. I'm gonna skip down. It says,
Okay.
"I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High."
That's right. So ye are gods. All right. What you are powers, man. What better gospel can you get than that? What better no one. What better can anyone tell you?
Yeah.
All right, than the fact that you're a god.
Yeah,
right?
but a nigga don't want to hear that he's Yasha Allah.
Mhm.
He's
right.
a prince of the living power. All right,
Mhm.
literally, the living power, the Almighty. You know, and it said the verse 1, like the brother brought out. It says he judges among the gods.
Mhm.
All right, so you gotta know your worth, and you gotta put yourself at a certain standard because ye are gods. You know, like and you're the children of the Most High, man. So
Mhm.
there's a certain particular standard that you have to keep yourself.
That's right.
You know,
That's
you
right.
can't just be say you in the truth and be a nigga still, man.
Well, a god isn't worried about being short on rent, or short behind on a couple bills, man.
Mhm.
All right, you're not worried with petty bullshit, okay?
And yeah,
That's,
You're worried about godly things.
mhm.
exactly, because being in this truth, we're being built to rule.
Mhm.
Ultimately, Lord willing, we're part of that number. All right, so we need that. Being gods, being powers, we have to understand how to rule, what standard to rule people, by, because we're gonna have dominion over people, like it says in Revelation, the 2nd chapter. I want to say like the 25th, 26th verse. We're gonna rule with a rod of iron, like it says in Psalms, the 2nd chapter.
So we're gonna judge the angels.
We're gonna judge the angels.
Yeah.
So yeah, ye are gods. So you gotta conduct yourself as one, like it says in 2nd Peter's, the 3rd chapter. What manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation, or
And
all holy
godliness.
and godliness. That word
Yeah.
conversation goes back to the conduct. How
Mhm.
should you be conducting yourself
That's right.
if you're a god? You know.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
right.
Well, yeah. With that, we'd like to give all praises to
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem, Yahweh
Shai. Lord willing, you brothers were edified. And Shalom.
Shalom.